Didn't you say that the torture Lord, didn't you say that the
You got this.
No, I don't think I do.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Swift Lore Podcast, where we dive into the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
I'm Kat.
I'm Abby, and I am so glad that you committed to that visual bit a second time with the diving in. We just recorded this intro and then realized the audio wasn't happening, so we're redoing it. We're back in it.
And now, luckily we had not opened the wine, so we didn't lose that ASMR moment.
True, it's really important.
Is that the pentagram on the top? Slay.
So this episode comes out on the 1-year anniversary of us seeing Eras Tour, which was such a special time.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot. And our first episode of the podcast was about our surprise songs on the Eras Tour. And it's just wild for me to think about the fact that we're like, this is our 34th episode, I think.
Yeah.
That's
and
just so
our
wild.
our first episode's almost 2,000 plays, which is really cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say thank you a couple weeks ago, but we broke 10,000 listens, which was really exciting.
So exciting.
We're already almost at 12,000 now, but that's fine.
Really, really, really cool and awesome and amazing. And it's been so amazing.
It's been so much fun. This is just so much fun. I love that when anything happens with Taylor Swift, we'll post about it and people like actually respond and engage. Like, that's so exciting.
So in the spirit of celebrating the Eras Tour, we are dressed in our Eras Tour fits.
Yes. So our whole group did a karma theme. So I am dressed as a goddess, for karma is a god. We have these little name tags that I made from Shrinky Dinks that say, "Hello, my name is Karma," and the karma is from the Graffiti in the Man music video.
And we were also wearing friendship bracelets that we made when we were tailgating in the parking lot before the concert.
And Abby, what are you?
Oh yes, I'm dressed as a bounty hunter. Kind of. I mean, really, I'm just wearing gym clothes, but it's fine. They were so comfy. Like, I didn't decide my outfit until day of. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I planned mine weeks in advance, which was really exciting because the day before our show, the Karma music video dropped, and Taylor wears an outfit in it that is like so similar to the outfit that I wore to the Eras Tour I was like, do you think people are going to see me and think I came up with this last night? And it's like, no, I came up with this weeks ago. We have a psychic connection.
It's true. They do. And like, we know this. We know that Taylor and us are just close.
As we know from her
friends.
playing Lommel and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Exactly, which we'll talk about every day for the rest of our life, probably.
Every day. Speaking of which, we said in last week's episode that this week's episode we would talk more about the Eras Tour changes.
Yes.
So we have to talk about the TTPD set.
Yes.
Also, R.I.P. The Archer, Long Live the One, Last Married American Dynasty, and Tolerate It.
Yeah, but you know what stayed the same is the opening and closing song, which is what we're covering today, because we haven't said that yet.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we said that in the last intro that, didn't work out. So I'm covering Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince.
Oh, okay. And I am covering Karma.
For first and last songs. So
it's so cute.
Changes to Eras Tour because that started happening again.
Yeah, I was watching a live stream of the Eras Tour on Thursday because it was like at like 2 p.m. in our time zone. Basically, it started like 1:45 or 2, and I was like, I don't have any meetings. I'll just like throw it on my iPad next to me and like keep doing my little job because usually I'll listen to music or watch videos or stuff while I work anyway. So I'm like, do. This is fine. Oh my god, I love the Lover set so much. And then she walked off stage after Lover, and I was like, it's happening. It's happening. She's going to add Tortured Poets. Why else would she cut a song if she's not going to add Tortured Poets? And then I proceeded to just like info dump in the group chat for a while. And also on our stories, you can, I think I'll make it a highlight reel of
it was a pretty chaotic
live watch because I was just screenshotting, like I was texting the group chat and then just screenshotting it and putting it on our stories so I didn't have to type it twice.
Honestly, it was iconic, and I didn't watch the live stream.
She just watched me watch the live stream.
I did, and I heard about it secondhand. Hey, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to the Eras Tour. Long may she reign.
But yeah, she made a lot of changes. Oh my God. And honestly, like, don't at me for this. I think the change set is better.
Oh, I totally agree. I think that, like, also the other thing is that, like, yes, it's a bummer the songs that she cut. I'm so like, we didn't get Long Live at our show, so like it is what it is. We're never going to see it live. It's fine.
Does she still only have Enchanted and Speak Now then?
Yeah.
That's so strange to me.
Yeah, but like she had to cut stuff for TTPD and like worth it.
I get it. And the TTPD set is fantastic, but I also think that combining Folklore and Evermore was a good move.
Yeah, I agree.
Cuz they're different sounds from the other albums, and so having them just intermittently go in between like more boppier albums was it just put a lull in the set, but having them both together is just kind of nice to vibe.
Yeah, I know also like I had up the Eras Tour set list next to me while I was watching the live stream as soon as she cut the Archer because I wanted to see what she would do. And then when she played Red, like after Fearless, which she doesn't do, I was freaking out. Man. I did a gap.
It's fine.
Cut the yawn.
No, I can't. You do realize I live edit these in my head as it's happening.
I know. That's why I sensed it. I sensed your annoyance with my
every time.
Sorry,
you know
I'm
what?
so sleepy.
I'm gonna stop editing out the yawns, and our audience will tell me.
Take them out.
To remove the yawns.
The Torture Poets Apartment set is actually perfect in every way, and I have zero notes other than beautiful, beautiful, amazing. Iconic.
It is. It's fantastic.
Like, starting with But Daddy, I Love Him is such a power move.
And the fit, the dress.
The dress is so... I want the dress. Like, I want to own the dress.
I love that Megan Collins put on her story, where can I get this dress for approximately $50?
She's so real for that.
It's the biggest mood.
That's me. Just like me for real. The Little So High School. So cute.
Cute.
I'm not even tired.
I am. Y'all, it is finals weekend for me.
It's also, it's 8:45 p.m.
Yeah, so it's going to be a wild episode, but we're going to have so much fun with it because we have like drinking and it's late at night and it's finals weekend for me, so I've got no brain cell not here.
I don't have it either.
So we've ping-ponged it to you guys. Hope you enjoy.
Yes. Please enjoy. When you think back to like 2 weekends ago and you're just like, man, I had so many thoughts that weekend. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. It's because we just gave it away.
We just gave it away. We gave away all of our thought power. Then here we are.
Yep.
So we have to talk about Who's Afraid of Little Old Me because the stage design is incredible, iconic. And I firmly believe that the reason why Tolerate It was cut is because the props for that song are so big. Like, it's the giant table and they had the piano out for it. And like, they cut that to make room for the stage props for Tortured Poets Department is my guess.
Makes sense.
Because also Tortured Poets Department does have the like bed table thing going on during Fortnite. But during Who's Afraid of Little Old Me and Down Bad, she has the like rolling mirrored platform thing that is so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first time I watched it, I thought that it was also like had LED panels on the side like the rest of her stage. And then I realized it's actually just like reflective chrome. So wherever she rolls, it will just reflect whatever's on the floor. So it like looks like she's levitating.
Very cool.
And then also just like the moment that it started moving, I like screeched. I was like, the stage doesn't do that. It's moving. Why is it moving? And the way that like she levitates and like the way she poses with her little thing during the like levitation parts is so iconic.
And also the little lyrical changes, like the melody. I mean, not lyrical. Yeah, the melody changes.
Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is just like, I liked it before, but now I like it so much more.
Hopefully she releases that live version.
I need her to do a live album of all of the Eras Tour songs, like even the before set list and now and all the surprise songs. I need it. It has to exist because I want it.
Kat has spoken. Kat wants it, so.
Karma is a cat. This one. She wants Eras Tour live. Let's think what. Oh, and then also obviously The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Holy shit. The fucking march into battle drum line.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that in the background one of the dancers is waving a white flag and they're still getting shot down.
Yeah.
And when every time like a shot, I'm doing air quotes. This is an audio podcast. I'm doing air quotes. Every time that somebody gets air quote shot, the stage lights flash red for a second to show that like a shot's going off and somebody's going down, and it's so good.
Yeah. No, it's very cool. They did the most for it.
and like the way they did the like you're still performing, but with the like the like,
yeah, no, it's just cinematically it's just beautiful. It's great.
It's incredible. And then of course I Could Do It With a Broken Heart Quick Change is iconic.
Also the down bad UFOs, and
yes, the way that they have like an actual light coming out of the big main stage is so cool.
Oh, and the flash of Taylor being evil.
Oh my god, yeah. So the other day I think I just told the story in the last episode. I'm gonna tell it again, just in case I didn't. But I was listening to a recording of Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. I was watching it on my phone, but I just had my AirPods in and I was like walking around doing stuff because I was just watching it on repeat. And at one point I happened to be walking by my phone at the end of the song, and like she does this effect on her face on the screen where like she turns, like she looks, honestly it looks like the Look What You Made Me Do music video with the zombie.
It does.
And like with the dead eyes. And so I just was walking past my phone and I just saw that and I like literally jumped.
Yeah.
It was like, you know that Vine that's like, me and the boys are going to see Uncle Cracker, and then he gets his hat stuck in the window and he goes, "Go,
want to see Uncle Cracker or not?"
That was me.
I think about that Vine all the time.
Me too, clearly.
There's also the one of the woman who sees a fake rat in the grocery store and she goes, "Whatcha?" That's also you.
That is me. I'm very easily startled. Please don't use that information badly. Also, I have already ditched my bangles. They're little snakes because I was going for like a Reputation Easter egg vibe.
I'm about to ditch my bandana because it's silly. I wore it to the Eras tour and I'm committing to the bit, so that's why I put it on my arm. But I didn't like it then and I don't like it now.
Fair enough. So, any other Eras tour thoughts?
I don't think so. I'm excited. So we're going into not only the 1 year anniversary of Eras tour, but it was just my crazy freaking summer. So it's weird that it's been a year, and also that I only have 1 year left of grad school. I just wanted to say that so that you guys can be parasocial about what's going on in my life.
Yes.
I guess we can just dive right into it. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Okay. I feel like that was really, like, how did it end? That did not match. But this one,
it really does.
Really does.
These bracelets. I hate having bracelets on.
we're just stripping throughout the episode.
Finally on my clothes.
Okay. That's funny. Every time I say okay, which I say a lot. Okay. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is the 7th track from her 7th album, Lover. It was Spear.
Oh, earlier we were singing the intro. I was singing the intro to the Eras tour, but with Spear.
I was not a part of that.
Abby was just watching me with like mild amusement. Mild at best. That was a generous assessment.
We were putting Spear's name into as many songs as we could.
Spear now. Spear. Hi, my name is Shakespeare. I was born in 2019.
Oh gosh, just endless content.
The tortured spirit department. Spiritation.
Big spiritation. Anyway. moving
so
past it.
Have that in your brain.
Now that album, Lover, was released on August 23rd, 2019.
Might be Spear's birthday. We don't know.
Could be. Spear, much like Hilary Duff, is always relevant.
Always relevant, especially when I just sang several songs about her. Oh, also my socks, which is biblically accurate. I wore these to the Eras tour. They have little pictures of Spear's face. I would put my leg up, but I don't want to do that.
That's fine.
So I'm wearing a dress, so I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But my socks do have Spear's face on them, so Spear did kind of go to the Eras tour.
True. Oh, also my hair. I have my hair done the same way that it was done that day, but my hair is like so much longer than it was, which is just wild. I think I've posted, the picture of like the who's who in our highlight reel on Instagram, the who's who of who's that. You can see what my hair looked like on the Eras tour day, and it is so much longer. So this song is the first song on the set list for the Eras tour, which is why I'm covering it. And the first line, it's been a long timing, but it's you and me, that's my whole world. Sort of showing that it's a reunion with her fans, the reunion with this Eras tour, especially because Loverfest did not happen.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Loverfest. It was also an Easter egg for the release date of Speak Now Taylor's version, which came out on July 7th, because this is the 7th track on the 7th album.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's not right, but it's right.
But, like, it's right.
It's right.
It's right.
I don't know if I think I got that from Wikipedia, which I trust more than other places, I guess, but interesting. Taylor has talked a lot about this song, about her feelings about this song, because here's the thing about this song. It is political. It's a very political song, which honestly, as a casual listener of this song, I really just kind of bopped to it and I didn't think about it too hard. And I didn't really think about the political undertones either. And then reading, that's what a lot of this is about.
Yeah.
Taylor said in an interview, this song is about disillusionment with our crazy world of politics and inequality set in a metaphorical high school. I want it to be about finding one person who really sees you and cares about you through all the noise. And the cheerleader chants are actually my voice doing a twist on the go, fight, win chant.
I honestly did not know that the song was like a political thing.
Okay, I'm so glad it's not just me, because reading about it, I was like, oops, all politics. Like, it was so much.
No, I did not. It makes sense because also, obviously, I'm sure you'll get into that's the name of her documentary.
Yeah. And she talks a lot about politics in the documentary. So, critics were very mixed. Critics were, I'm gonna do one more time. Critics were mixed on this song, but a lot of people just sort of took issue with her making political stances, which she talks about in the documentary. Like, she presented herself as this all-American country girl for a very long time, and as a celebrity, if you speak up about that sort of thing, it can backfire on you very easily. And so she was scared to do it, and that's a whole plot point in the documentary, there's a whole section about it, about how she decided to speak up about encouraging her fans to vote and talking about what she believes in and who she was voting for and endorsing, which was a huge deal for her. Mm-hmm. And that was during like the 2018 midterm elections in the U.S. So this is a protest song.
Yeah.
It's a protest song, which they can come in many forms, types, surrounding vastly diverse issues, involving vastly diverse populations, and they vary in degrees of sadness. I would say this one does not appear to be very sad.
I would not say that this is sad. I'd say that this is a bop.
It is. It is such a bop. She compares politics in high school, which is kind of fun because high school politics are a thing. And I sort of lump this song in with You Belong With Me because they're both these high school stories, like about high school loves, except this one to me shows the maturity of her songwriting when she was in her Fearless era versus Lover era. Just vastly different.
Yeah.
My last note about this song is that it is amazing and I absolutely have not listened to it enough.
Fair enough.
One thing that surprised me when I listened to this song, because honestly, I don't listen to this one very often. I'm sort of revisiting albums as they come out. So Lover isn't an album that I've listened through all the way a lot. Like obviously Cruel Summer, Death by a Thousand Cuts, I listen to those a lot. Mm-hmm. But this one, I for some reason just have really skipped out on it. And at the Eras tour, I was so freaking hyped up from seeing Taylor Swift that I wasn't thinking about anything about other than it being catchy and a bop.
Fair enough.
So I started listening to it, and it starts off kind of a lot more ominous and like, I don't know. It's not as boppy in sound when you first start listening to it.
Yeah.
It starts with, "You know I adore you. I'm crazier for you." First of all, crazier reference.
You lift my feet off the ground. What were we singing with a country accent before? But Daddy, I Love Him.
Right. It's a really bad country accent.
Yeah, like country accent derogatory.
So she's saying, "You know I adore you." She's comparing her current love to this high school feeling, which is very like so high school.
Yeah.
She's still doing it.
But I also think it's interesting that like in this song she's saying like, I'm better. I love you better than I loved when I was a teenager. And now she's just like, I'm just a silly little girl.
Right.
I'm so high school.
Right, exactly. Because she says, "I'm crazier for you than I was at 16 when I was lost in the film scene." She doesn't say when I was, but then I was at 16 lost in a film scene. So like back at 16, she had this very fantastical cinematic fairy tale view of high school. Mm-hmm. And now she's crazy about this person in a more mature, realistic way.
And then her next relationship, she just took it back.
Yep. Waving homecoming queens, marching band playing. Throughout this song, the high school references of like marching bands, pageant queens, all that stuff. We've talked in other episodes about it. You Belong With Me. There's a whole, in the music video, there is literally a marching band and like pageant queens.
There's also a marching band in Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
True. And then like pageant queens and Big Pretenders and Midnight Rain. Pageant smiles are mentioned sometimes. So like all of that's there. And the idea of these homecoming queens and these marching bands, they're very like stereotypical. This is what happens in high school. It's such a minor part of the high school experience.
Yeah.
People don't wear their cheerleading uniforms and Leatherman jackets around the school.
They only wear their cheerleading uniforms on days where there's games.
Right. Like it was just, Glee didn't prepare me for this.
Glee gave me a very skewed view of what high school would be like.
Right. And
that's what I missed on Glee.
Ayo. Then she says, I'm lost in the lights. American glory faded before me. And this is like randomly, she's just like, boom, deep.
Yeah.
Like, this is where the disillusionment comes in. She's losing her faith in her country after being very proud of America for a very long time. And I also read that like up until this point, she was having those 4th of July parties that were really notorious. And then she stopped after this.
She did have them again. She had one again this past summer, but for like 3
for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and like she was known for her 4th of July parties.
Yeah, so like this concept of American glory, American pride, all of a sudden it doesn't look the same as it once did to her because the country doesn't look the same. So now I'm feeling hopeless, ripped up my prom dress. These are things like the prom dress is the thing that all high school girls are just treasure the most. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't even give a shit about it anymore, and just rips it up.
Damn.
And then these next lines, running through the rose thorns, I saw the scoreboard and ran for my life. Roses are typically something that's meant to be beautiful, but she's mentioning the thorns. So now, like, once again, the thing that she once thought was great now has thorns, and she's running through it. She sees the scoreboard, which could be representative of like the homecoming football team score, or scoreboard as in election results, voters results.
Yeah. Oof.
And then running for my life, just like wanting to get away from all of it because it's not the result that she wanted. No cameras catch my pageant smile. There's a lot of songs that she has that talk about cameras taking pictures of her. A lot of songs about faking smiles. What's interesting is that like no cameras are catching it this time. She has no cameras on her to catch her pageant smile. So she doesn't even have to fake the smile right now. No cameras are on her because it's all focused on this other big event that's happening. I counted days, I counted miles. Saying like you can count your days or I'm counting my days usually means it's the end of something or like death is near.
Or a countdown to some sort of event.
Right. Counting miles, how far until it happens, just the anxiety of all of that. To see you there, like looking for this thing up ahead, this person. It's been a long time coming, but it's you and me. That's my whole world. It's just like this person's all that matters in all the bullshit. Kind of
like
that.
She's running, but she's running with someone else, so it makes it easier. You're like, oh, just a little sip. Let me just knock back the glass.
Well, sorry, we were talking about romance. I'm very single.
Yeah, and what am I? In love? Ew. No. Am I in love? No. Do I have several bottles of wine in my fridge? Yes.
I'm just thinking about like, that's my whole world. And regarding her partner, it reminds me of other songs where she says things like that, such as I made you my temple, my sky.
No, I'm begging for footnotes in the story of her life.
She makes people her world very often in her songs. And I think while that's a very valid thing to feel that a lot of people do feel, quick little reminder that your partner should not be your entire world.
Pro tip.
They whisper in the hallway, she's a bad, bad girl. Okay. So there's rumors and opinions about her, such as gossiping in the hallway, saying that she's bad because everyone's always saying that Taylor's bad. She's got, bad, bad boy, shiny toy, and cruel summer. And I know places, she says it's a bad sign, bad sign. There's a song, I did something bad. There's down bad. Like, girly can't catch a break.
What song did I just cover where it was like, oh, Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my reputation, like, I heard you like the bad girls too. Bad ones too.
Yeah.
She's the bad ones.
this whole school, or the whole school, is rolling fake dice. I love that it's talking about school politics and how it doesn't even really matter because the games that they're playing, the dice that they're rolling are already fixed. It's fake.
Yeah.
So what the higher ups are going to have happen is going to happen no matter what. You're just sort of playing in this pointless game.
And that's why everyone thinks that the Chiefs faked is winning the Super Bowl. Oh my
True.
God. I watched this YouTube video from Uncarly, and she was doing like all of the Taylor Swift conspiracy theory breakdowns, and one of them was like they fixed the Super Bowl for the Chiefs to win so that like Taylor and Travis would be like the superstar it couple for the liberals. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine. I think I lost a couple of notes, but I don't think it matters. So the next line, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like, again, nothing matters.
Yeah, the stakes are low if you're not investing in stuff.
Right, exactly. And she's just like, whatever, it's high school politics, it doesn't matter. But on the scale of like, if you're talking about high school politics, meanwhile, like big shit is going on in the world. The other thing that I wanted to bring up about this is one of the weird little mashup moments that happens in my brain sometimes. So, the whole school was rolling fake dice, and then for whatever reason, I always hear, I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you from Cruel Summer. It does work in my brain. That doesn't mean much.
I see it. I can hear it in my mind.
It doesn't rhyme.
But it works.
But it does work. It's you and me, there's nothing like this, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Just like the standard, okay. I missed it that time. Just like the standard perfect girl, perfect guy situation. Or perfect girl, heartbreaker.
So perfect guy.
So guy.
So.
So. Then we get into, we're so sad we paint the town blue. Blue is used a lot. We've talked about it a lot. Talked about it last week. But also, blue is the color of the Democratic Party if we want to go there.
Yeah.
Voted most likely to run away with you, which is a reference to in yearbooks with, most likely to ... But also, we're talking about politics. We're talking about voting. It's really interesting how, like, I never thought about this before. I could have gone my whole life without connecting it. But it's totally there.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. We get to verse 2. My team is losing, battered and bruising. Similar image.
That was so close.
Similar imagery is a really hard sentence to say. Hard phrase.
You got there in the end. Say it again.
Okay. Similar imagery appeared on Swift's.
Sorry, I'm thinking of on Slay.
Okay. It appeared in the song Change from 2008, where they said, we've been outnumbered, raided, and now cornered. It's hard to fight when the fight isn't fair. Or the fight ain't fair. Sorry. I don't know how to read. I see the high fives between the bad guys. Comparing all of this and the rival football team celebrating a win. But also, Taylor Swift told Rolling Stone, I have that line, I see the high fives between the bad guys, because not only are some really racist, horrific undertones now becoming overtones in our political climate, but the people who are representing those concepts and the way of looking at the world are celebrating loudly, and it's horrific.
She's correct.
She's correct. And also, she like deadass said that. And I would never have thought of it.
Yeah.
Until researching the song. Leave with my head hung. In the song Clean from 1989, hung my head as I lost the war. And you are the only one who only seems to care. And I feel like this connects to, at the time, everyone seemed to be telling Taylor not to speak up about this sort of thing. But there's one person, this one high school sweetheart, or just like the people that encouraged her to speak up and be herself, gave her hope. American stories burning before me. Everything she loved and believed in is being challenged and threatened and destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm feeling helpless. The damsels are depressed. Boys will be boys, then where are the wise men? Talking about the mistreatment of women. Also the phrase boys will be boys, which often disregards really, really bad behavior.
Which she gets into in The Man as well.
Yes. And also, it's pretty much a multi-layered burn saying boys will be boys, where are the wise men? Because like it's the comparison between men and boys. It's also like dumb and wise. And then also like the wise men in Christianity. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a really multi-layered line of her being like, it's like that joke, like 3 wise men seems unrealistic.
Literally. I also I'm like thinking in a general way how interesting it is that she had the album called Lover and it had her most like political songs between like this and The Man.
True. Talking
about like general issues and also like her having the Chicks on the album, which like,
oh yeah,
they got canceled for speaking out against the war in Iraq and against Bush after 9/11. And talking about how like fucked up that political climate was because there was a lot of nationalism happening in the US at the time. So I think that's so interesting that she used the guise of an album called Lover, which is like what she's known for, is like writing love songs, to write her most political songs to date.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I was looking at the Chicks and the song Not Ready to Make Nice when I was looking for hint songs, actually. But like that song is so good. And it's just another way that music can be used to express these feelings. Mm-hmm. And then the end of this... what is it, a chorus? No, that's a verse. The end of this verse ends with, darling, I'm scared. And it's just like, I'm crying in the club. Like,
who's afraid of little old me? Well, you should be.
You should be. Then we get to the pre-chorus too. This time she says, no cameras catch my muffled cries. So the cameras didn't catch her smile. They're not catching her cries either. Again, the eyes aren't really on her right now. We don't hear about that as much.
Yeah.
And now the storm is coming, but is the only other line changed in pre-chorus. And I just had to write down storm coming, good husband, because we covered that like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Chorus is the same. And then we get that fun little bridge moment. I don't want you to go. Go. I don't really want to fight because nobody's going to win.
Win.
I think you should come home.
Home.
And it's a lot of that. And then towards the end, I just think you should know I'll never let you go. Because I know this is a
fight
that someday we're gonna
win.
So she's using this traditional go fight win thing that cheerleaders say. And it starts off very pessimistic, like we're not gonna win. We don't need to fight. And then by the end, she's just like, actually, let's do it anyway.
Let's go fight win.
That's dead ass the last note that I have on the lyrics.
Fair enough.
I just burned right through that. There wasn't much for me to really talk about other than the fact that there's this whole political layer that I hadn't thought about before. And I tend not to... It is scary to talk about politics on the internet, and I really commend Taylor for going there, because I think it's necessary. But that's why I didn't really dive as deep into it in this, because I'm still working up the courage to speak more openly about these sorts of things online. With that being said, for the discussion question... What would your most likely to be if you got a class superlative?
I'm trying to think of like what I was like in high school. I don't know. Because I was just kind of like quiet. And then if anybody bothered me, I was just a bitch.
maybe I was going to say maybe you wouldn't get one.
No, I didn't get one. I was not popular enough for one.
If you got one, please tell us which one you got. I remember I didn't get one. I was sad about it, even though like I was so unpopular. I don't know why I thought I had a chance.
You were just so nice.
Oh, thank you. Most likely to...
I feel like I was really into music in high school, so I feel like something about like most likely to be a musician, but I wasn't most likely. I don't think anyone from our class became a musician in any successful way.
Not like super successful, but we've got some people out there doing their things. We love that for them.
True.
I would have been like most likely to keep having ridiculous things happen to them. I don't know.
Fair enough. You do just have silly little things happen all the time.
Silly little things constantly. Such is life. And that's that.
So now it's time for a little karma. Karma. So, Karma is track 11 on Midnights. There is a remix with Ice Spice that came out May 26, 2023.
Facts.
I have it on CD. Facts. Mm-hmm. Because it was also the CD with You're Losing Me on it. I would like to clarify that I got it for You're Losing Me and not for Karma featuring Ice Spice. This song was written by Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff, Soundwave, like Soundwave, but without a D. Jahan Sweet and Keanu Beat. and it was produced by all of them except for Keanu Beat. So I don't know these other people. I don't know what other songs they've written, but I assume they know Taylor. Pretty cool for them.
That was pretty cool for them.
So before this song came out, the word karma would strike fear into the heart of many a Swiftie because of the Karma Reputation album theory. If you are not aware, basically in Taylor's earlier tours, she would incorporate kind of the sounds of her next album into the tour. So like during Fearless tour, she had kind of some dramatic, like little mildly poppy punky moments that kind of led into Speak Now. During Speak Now tour, she had some poppier moments that sounded kind of like Red. During 1989 tour, she had these rockier moments. So people thought that whatever Taylor Swift's sixth album was going to have more of a rock edge to it. If you've ever heard the version of We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together from the 1989 tour, it's iconic. She's rockin'. But obviously Reputation is her sixth album, and a lot of people think that Taylor was working on a different sixth album when all of the drama with Kim Ye happened. That caused the Taylor Swift Over party, that caused her to go into hiding basically for a few years. So the theory is that Karma is the album that existed before Reputation came to be. Also supporting this theory is Taylor Swift's 72, 73, whatever questions with Vogue, where one of the questions was like, what's your advice for people? It's like, karma is real. So people thought that Karma was going to be the name of her album. That was an Easter egg. So Taylor put out this song, Karma.
I remember when it was announced as a title on Midnight's Mayhem.
Oh, people were losing it.
Losing it.
Chaos. And this was also kind of supported by the Look What You Made Me Do music video, when the plane says TS6 and then she cuts the wings off the plane, which some people took as an Easter egg that her original sixth album got scrapped and Reputation was made instead. Also in Look What You Made Me Do, she says, all I think about is karma.
Wow, I just really feel like stretching right now.
Yeah, I know. It's just we're stretching, we're reaching. I'm just stating what other people think. I don't think that this album exists, but it would be really fun if it did. And also in the Man music video, when Taylor's drag persona is peeing on the wall of the subway station, he's peeing on karma, which is what our name tags say is from that scene. So in Jason Lipshitz's first ever bad take, he has ranked Karma 12 of 13 on the original Midnight's track list. He said, Karma offers Swift's most playful mode on Midnight's, with shots taken at naysayers and a charming wink to her movie star boyfriend, Joe Alwyn. Not every metaphor lands, but this one will be a blast to sing along to whenever fate delivers personal victory.
I mean, okay. So
clearly he likes the song, he just likes it less than 11 other songs on Midnight.
Yeah, but also if he
his 13th was questioned, so I respect that.
If he only ranked the first 13, does that mean he ranked this like immediately after listening before the 3 a.m. edition?
I think this was his initial take.
Then you know what? Then anything is game.
That's fair.
For that, because like sometimes it really just takes a few listens to appreciate certain songs.
Karma was my favorite from the beginning, but I'm biased because I'm better than every man.
I had it pretty low at first. And I also remember when
follow us on Instagram.
I also remember when the lyrics got leaked beforehand and everyone was just like, Karma is a cat purring on my lap, because that's so stupid. Like, Taylor, you just did Folklore and Evermore. They were so confused by it. And
I don't remember the lyrics leaking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because somebody got the booklet ahead of time and like leaked the pictures of it.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this has to be fake. And then it wasn't.
It wasn't. But this song is just it's just fun. It's just a bop. Like, cool it.
But also don't listen to the leaks.
Oh, don't do that. No. I personally didn't read the lyrics beforehand. I just knew that people were freaking out about it.
Yeah, I think I saw them because some people on my For You page were posting about it, but then I just blocked everybody that did that.
I get it.
Obviously, in terms of performance history, this is the Eras Tour closer. She performed this with Ice Spice at our show and the show before and after, May 26th, 27th, 28th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey in 2023. Personal connections. Obviously, we dressed up as different parts of Karma. Friend of the pod, Brienne, was a cat. And Bailey was herself. She is Karma, as we know. And then she brought her boyfriend, and he was boyfriend.
He was
Thanks,
boyfriend.
Adam, for being boyfriend.
And I finally got to meet Adam, which was great. And Bailey. I hadn't met either of them before.
Which is wild because we had a group chat going for like months.
Yeah. And it's just so funny because now we're like buds. I've met them multiple times.
Yeah, it's funny because in my brain I'm like, all of my friends are friends, which is objectively true because everybody that I'm friends with would be friends with each other.
Right.
Because that's just the vibe that I curate in my life. But it's like funny that I'm just like, oh right, you guys haven't met before. And I was like shocked when Abby was like, yeah, I haven't met Bailey. And I was like, how have you not met Bailey? I've been friends with Bailey for years. And she was like, I don't know.
I just haven't met her.
Just haven't met you yet.
Bringing Bublé on the pod. First Bublé mention.
Michael Bublé, come on the pod.
What a get.
Hey, if it's around Christmas, that's a huge get.
Do you still want Jason on the pod, even with his take that you don't agree with?
Yes, because I need to ask him his current thoughts on Karma.
Oh, that's so true. Jason, we still want you on the pod.
Jason,
always.
Lipschitz. Okay, sorry, I just had to let that out. Other personal connections. I blasted this song so hard after I put in my 2 weeks at my last job that I hated because it was a terrible place to work. But then getting a better job then allowed me to get this apartment that I love where we have this cute little setup and we have our little podcast going. And yeah, fuck that place and I'm so much better off. And I was just ranting. Jesus. I just love singing this and mentally dedicating it to everyone who tried to make my life worse because they failed and are miserable and I am thriving. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Clapping for myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In terms of my overall lyrical interpretation, it's just the idea of what goes around comes around. When you try to be unproblematic and chill and don't cause drama, you're like if you're involved in drama but you don't cause the drama that you're involved with, eventually the truth comes out and karma is on your side. I also think it's interesting that Taylor often talks about the impact that like media and haters, and I did air quotes, and like other people have on her, but she doesn't usually directly address them. The exceptions being like, look what you made me do and thank you, Amy. But usually she is just ignoring them. Like that's her normal go-to. So I think this is really interesting as a song that's just fully dedicated to the people that are assholes being like, big ol' fuck off. So yeah, I just think it's interesting that this is like, she's doing it as a direct, like you, instead of just like talking about them being bad in a kind of like more distant way like she does in a lot of songs. She usually takes the high road, but now she's still taking the high road, but she's also looking down and laughing this time.
True.
So, verse 1, you're talking shit for the hell of it. Like, when people don't have anything to actually say or, like, anything interesting, they'll just, like, talk shit about people because the only way that they can get on other people's levels is by bringing the other people down because they can't bring themselves up. So they just talk shit for the sake of it.
What's the line? I think it's a rep song. Something about talking shit, then I owe him nothing.
I did something bad. If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. True. Addicted to betrayal, but irrelevant. So the only way that these uninteresting negative people can stay relevant is through these dramatic betrayals and petty revenge, which is exhausting and also makes you so lonely if your entire thing is just betraying people because eventually you will just be alone.
Yeah. It reminds me of like Perez Hilton.
Yes.
Like was very relevant for a very long time, but for not great reasons.
Yeah, and just continued fucking people over until, I mean, does he even like make money online anymore?
I don't think so. I know that there's been a very much like a people openly talk about how they don't like him. Like famous people.
Yeah. I mean, for a good reason, because like his whole thing is talking shit about famous people. I mean, he outed Lauren Horegi from Fifth Harmony.
Yes, just being very invasive because for that relevance.
Yeah. Which does remind me the first night of the Reputation tour, Taylor invited a bunch of critics who had made fun of her and like mocked her during all the Taylor Swift is over stuff. And all these critics were like, oh my God, Taylor personally invited me. This is so exciting. And then they found out the reason they got invited was because she used their shitty takes on her career as part of the intro for the Reputation tour.
Excellent.
She's such an icon.
She
Taylor,
is.
please put the Rep tour up somewhere again. I miss it.
Oh, yeah.
Miss her. You're terrified to look down. These people cannot self-reflect because they can't handle the reality of the life that they've created.
They'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror.
It must be exhausting always being the anti-hero, am I right? Because if you dare, you'll see the glare of everyone you burn just to get there. These people aren't getting to the top of their career by, you know, their merit or their talent or anything tangible. They're getting there by putting other people down so that they can get ahead of them. So if they look back on their journey, they can't look back and be nostalgic and like think about all the things that they did to get where they are, because they're only going to see the destruction that they're leaving in their wake. It's coming back around. So that destruction, that chaos, that betrayal, eventually it all comes back, because you can't continuously betray people, and then the higher up you get, the more the people around you have already dealt with people like you before, and the less likely it is that you can keep backstabbing to get to the top. And I keep my side of the street clean. She doesn't start drama, she doesn't betray people, she doesn't cause problems, she just does things that are for her. You wouldn't know what I mean.
Oh, God, this song is so fun.
The people she's calling out just could never be good or like honest like her, because they just aren't talented or interesting enough to build a career off their own merit. Like if they could have done it, they would have, but instead they had to be petty drama starting backstabbers. This chorus, just love it in general, but also English majors everywhere, English teachers everywhere cheering because they're like, here is a great way to talk about similes versus metaphors.
Really? Tell me more.
Karma is my boyfriend. This is a metaphor. Karma is her being able to be in her long-term, at the time, relationship after all of the shit that she'd gone through publicly and been trashed about. Like, her relationship survived it. But guess whose didn't? Moving on. Karma is a god. Karma is something to worship. Also, that is, again, a metaphor. Karma is the breeze in my hair on the weekend. So karma is these moments of peace. Karma's a relaxing thought. She's not worried about what karma will do to her because she's only done good. So she will get good back in return. She hasn't done things that she has to be fearful of the consequences of. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? Like, oh.
This chorus is just so fun to sing.
But for you, derogatory, it's not relaxing, because everything that these people have done will come back around and fuck them over the same way that they fucked over other people. And here we got the simile, sweet like honey. The like is what makes it a simile, like or as.
Yeah.
So sweet like honey. And then back to the metaphors, karma is a cat. It's me. I am Karma.
Don't purr in my lap. I know you love me.
I'm not going to do that. But also the idea of like how cats are with affection, where they just like withhold it unless they like somebody for the most part. Like some cats are very loving to strangers, but they are few and far between. For the most part, like you have to earn a cat's trust and you have to like get it to like you. It's not an automatic thing.
I definitely feel this line as someone who has a cat. My emotional support animal, Amelia, shout out to you. And she sits in my lap and purrs all the time. And I'm always just like, wow, life is good.
That's much better than my note, which was, in case you don't know, cats purr when they're happy. FYI. Flexing like a goddamn acrobat. In case you didn't know, acrobats are flexible.
You know, in the censored version or the non-explicit version.
Flexing like a Vegas acrobat.
Which I think also works fine.
I like it.
Sometimes I feel like the non-swearing versions I don't like as much. That one I'm totally fine with.
Yeah. So to flex on someone is to like show off your success or your wealth or whatever. Like you're flexing on them, you're showing off, you're bragging a little bit. But also being flexible is how Taylor's career has lasted as long as it has, because she would flex into new eras, new sounds, new looks. to keep herself fresh. So she does flex like a goddamn acrobat. I mean, the Eras Tour is proof enough of that.
True.
Also, she did a split in the music video for Delicate.
I had that exact thought because I was just like, whoa, she can do that? I don't know why she wouldn't be able to do that.
She did learn how to do it, and then it was just like, well, now I have to do it in a music video, which is so real.
Me coded. If I could ever do a split, I would just find every reason to do it.
Fair enough. Me and Karma vibe like that. It's like she gained the trust of Karma because she keeps doing good things and keeps having good karma.
Just like with that cat.
Exactly. Karma's on her side because she hasn't done anything wrong, so she's just chilling. Verse 2. Spider Boy, King of Thieves. So Genius says that allegedly Spider Boy is referring to Scooter Braun, whose initials are SB.
Oh.
Just like Spider Boy. But also like Spider-Man obviously is a famous superhero, but Spider Boy is like saying your boys will be boys and we're the wise men. And also, Genius pointed out that in Peace, Robbers to the West could be referring to Scooter and Kanye West. So he's the king of thieves because he is the king of these robbers in the West.
True.
Weave your little webs of opacity. Like, what a great way to say you're hiding the truth because you're weaving these webs that are opaque and block the truth from view.
Which it also leads in from Spider Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pennies made your crown. We have a lot of non-U.S. listeners. In case you don't know, pennies are like the smallest coin in existence in the U.S. They are 1 cent, 1/100th of a dollar. So like, she has the actual wealth, like monetarily, but also with her mind, like, got my past frozen behind glass, but I've got me. And so like her pennies, the offshoots of the money that they've made off of her is what made their crown, but she's got the actual throne.
Right.
Trick me once, trick me twice. Don't you know that cash ain't the only price? You're going to lose so much more than money if you wrong Taylor Swift. You'll lose literally everything. Swifties are crazy. We would know we are crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. And then the pre-chorus and the chorus are the same. And then we've got the bridge. Ask me what I learned from all those years. Ask me what I learned from all those tears. From It's Time to Go, 15 years, 15 million tears, begging till my knees bled. Gave it all. I gave it my all. He gave me nothing at all, then wondered why I left.
I love that song.
It's so good. But like, she's saying that she has learned from her mistakes. She has learned from the past. So she has gotten things out of them. She's grown as a person, whereas, you know, so many fade, but I'm still here. So again, like, she learns from her mistakes, she grows. And so many people are just like, there's so many one-hit wonders out there. There's so many people that have like a good year or two and then just don't keep that momentum going, but not her, because she's just ever changing, ever evolving, switching things up, becoming the icon that she is. Because karma is the thunder rattling your ground. So obviously thunder comes from lightning. I did have to once explain that to a grown man with 2 children when I was a lifeguard of the outdoor pool is closed because there's thunder. Why thunder? Well, thunder means lightning. What do you mean? I had to explain. Anyways, he procreated twice at that point already. I was terrified for the future of this country. So also,
the American
like,
glory faded before you.
Literally, that was the moment that I just became so disillusioned. But also, like, karma's the thunder because what other people do is the lightning, and then karma is just like the consequence of what other people do. So somebody does some big showy thing that makes them a shitty person. Karma is the thunder that follows after. It's not always, you don't always immediately hear it, but eventually the thunder gets to you. Karma's on your scent like a bounty hunter. It's Abby.
Oh yeah, that's me.
She's coming for you. But also it's saying that karma's going to find you because karma's entire job is finding people who deserve it and either rewarding them like Taylor or fucking them up like Scooter Braun.
Ironic that it's like on your scent because I can't really smell that well.
So Abby would not make a good bounty hunter because she can't smell.
That's why this is just a costume. It's just an outfit, and it's not a lifestyle for me personally. That's the reason.
Fair enough. Karma's going to track you down step by step from town to town. You can run from karma, but you cannot avoid it. Sweet like justice, karma is a queen. This is phrased exactly like the chorus with the sweet like honey. Karma is a cat, but now it's justice is a queen. So cats are queens. Confirmed. Thanks,
True.
Taylor.
Correct.
Karma takes all my friends to the summit. Facts.
That's
the line that she says.
Right,
facts
right.
after.
Yeah.
So karma isn't just good for you, it's also good for the people around you, because if you're not being problematic, then the people around you aren't being associated with problematic stuff. They're not doing shitty stuff. They're not getting bad karma, blah, blah, blah. Karma is the guy on the screen, or as on the Chiefs, coming straight home to me. On a depressing note, that connection in So Long London that we made last week with you left me at home by the heath. That whole idea. Yoicks. And then the chorus and outro are the same. I just love that the last line of the song is Karma's a relaxing thought, and like that's how she closes the Eras tour. I just think that's so iconic of her. Like,
especially because at that point we're all
losing it. We're all mentally drained. And also, of course, the fact that the Eras tour is like the most insane, like high profit tour of all time.
Yeah. And
it's not even over yet. It's still.
Is it over now? No, it's not.
We're not out of the woods. Discussion question. What is a moment that made you think that karma was on your side?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been thinking about, because I figured this might be the question that you asked me.
I have some written down if you want me to go first.
All right, you go first. I'll think about it.
At my last job, I had this really bad boss who was really petty. And after I left, I found out that she got demoted. Karma is a cat. That likes me. And then also somebody that I was once friends with and I'm not, she can't get a real job. And I think that's funny.
Karma is real. I don't know. On a very wholesome note. Me? Wholesome? I think just like I work really hard to keep my side of the street clean. You know, like I work really hard just to do good and to do the best that I can. And I feel very lucky and fortunate to have the things that I have. So I think that, I don't know, karma is just...
Karma is us like staying friends through all of the things that have happened
so much
throughout the time of us knowing each other and ending up with this fun little podcast where we get to hang out with you guys.
No, that's so true, because like Kat and I, we've been friends 20 years, right? And like
there's ups and downs. That's friendship.
Absolutely. And I don't want it to seem like we have been like super close all the time. Like I was trying to find yearbook entries, and there was a full year we didn't write in each other's yearbooks. I don't know what happened that year.
Who knows?
It was high school. But like
so high school.
But karma brought us here on this podcast together.
Karma is the podcast on the streaming services.
True.
Breaking 10,000 streams. Karma is a so if you also went to the Eras tour, let us know about it. Well, I'm sure we'll have that be like our little Instagram question of the week. So make sure that you're following us over on Instagram at SwiftFloorPod.
And on TikTok at SwiftFloorPod.
And wherever you are listening to this podcast, give us a review. Please make it 5 stars because that's what we want to see. If you're listening on Apple, you can also leave like a little message with your review. If you leave a message, like we always see them and we send them back and forth. It's a whole thing. It's very cute.
And also, by the time this episode comes out, we should be just about ready to start like putting out information about the Patreon. So if you are interested in supporting us that way or seeing what our Patreon has to offer, lots of cool, fun things, we'll probably have information on our Instagram. So go.
Yeah, it'll be highlights and or pinned.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think crispy high five.
Crispy high five time. We did it. We're getting so good at those high fives.
Bye. We're 26 and 27. We're finally good at them.
Heck yeah. Bye.
Dream big, kids. So Abby is allergic to shrimp.
Shellfish.
Yeah. But shrimp is one of them.
Yeah.
And I have my giant Stanley water bottle, and I had shrimp right before we left for the Eras tour, and I didn't have time to wash my water bottle before like I got Abby, so I had to be like, you can't drink from my water, because usually like, you know, you're on a road trip, you have water, you're just gonna share it, whatever.
Right.
But I was like, you can't drink from this because I did just eat shrimp and then use this water bottle while I was eating shrimp, and I don't want you to die.
Right.
And so Abby was like, as long as we don't have any car shrimp. And then we're making this joke for like from Friday to the whole drive there Saturday. We're like, haha, car shrimp, haha. And then we roll up to the Eras tour, and there's a dad tailgating next to us. And what does he fucking have? Car shrimp. He had car shrimp.
He's
grilling shrimp kebabs. And I'm like, how did it get here? Car shrimp.
It was so silly.
We were like, are you fucking serious?
Please
change the prophecy. And that's one of our manifestation skills. We just like worked out, but in a really fucking weird way.
It was so funny. The concept of car shrimp just lives in my head rent free, and the fact that it came to fruition, excellent. And I didn't die, so we love that for me.
That's true. He didn't offer us any car shrimp because I would not take seafood from strangers.
That's a good rule. I don't take seafood
You
from
heard
anyone.
it here first, kids.
Don't take seafood from strangers. Bad.
That's actually something you might hear here first.
Yeah,
like sometimes we say it with very generic advice, but
it's just like don't bully.
Pretty niche.
It's like don't take
Bullying.
seafood from
Knock it off. Car shrimp. Knock it off.